Drive your best hit with us.
Yo, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors Live, brought to you by us. Real quick, before we get started on the show, a little quick announcement here. Starting for fucking Jesse. Oh, perfect. I like that Jesse's here first. What up, Jesse? First things first. Starting the first week of 2023, we will be moving over to Cage Side Press YouTube. So that's the big announcement on that. So for the rest of this year, we'll be on this channel. All right. So get going. Go subscribe to Cage Side Press on there. We'll be on there. It'll be the same show, but it won't. And you guys will see exactly what we're talking about once you get over there. A lot of things in the works. But we're definitely proud of it to make that move over to Cage Side Press and bring you even more of what Keyboard Warriors really is, and a little less of the nerdy shit, I guess is what I'm calling it. So you guys see what I'm talking about when we get there. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys stick with us and go to Cage Side Press and hit subscribe. I'll keep reminding you guys for the rest of this year, and then and also linking everything, putting everything up. But Cage Side Press, I think it's like youtube.com/@CageSidePress, @CageSidePress on Twitter, Instagram, everything. And we're gonna be over there. So make sure you guys hang out with us, all right? Santiago was good.
There he is.
Your Tocayo fighting this weekend, bro. Cava Grill for the win. I feel like I should know what he's talking about. Yes, sir. Cage Side Press on YouTube. Hit subscribe on this shit, all right? Yeah. I appreciate you, Jesse. You gotta come on at some point, bro, before we go. We're not, and the show's not ending. It's just moving, so don't get it twisted. All right, we're not going nowhere. All right,
we'll change the vibe just a little bit, but yeah, it's essentially gonna be, you know the fucking vibe, boys. This is what it is.
It's gonna be a lot of fun, folks. I'm telling you. At Cage Side Press on everything, especially YouTube. Hit that shit. All right, UFC 282. Wait, Jesus, I'm fucking missing the numbers now. UFC 282 tomorrow night. Slightly smaller card than I was expecting due to a couple injuries, but not a huge deal. Still fights. And of course, Bellator 289 going on right now. Main event. Rafael Stotts against Danny Sabatello. Just dope fight. And then Carmouche versus Velasquez for the flyweight title. So it's gonna be a lot of fun today. This whole weekend's gonna be great for fights. And just a heads up, it's gonna be tomorrow night, UFC 282. Next weekend, December 17th, I think it is a fight night card at the Apex. And then y'all got nothing till January. And I'm talking like January 14th or some shit like that. So, get on that YouTube, motherfuckers, because this is gonna be it's gonna be rough. Other than the Ryzen Bellator card that's coming up in New Year's, that's gonna be dope as hell. I'm not missing that either. But just heads up on that. All right. Just goes, as long as I can see Kirby rolling still, it will always be the same show. Yeah, exactly.
That ain't going no fucking where.
Nowhere. All right. Obviously on today's show, UFC 282, we'll talk a little bit of Bellator here, but it's happening right now, so it's going to be a little tougher to get to. But have you kept up with this James Krause thing?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit. I know he's in fucking deep shit. I know he's about to become the Pete Rose of our sport. I know that much.
So he allegedly, I've been trying to, and I'm sure someone posted about it. I haven't looked at any of the news sites. I don't really do that very much, but I haven't seen any verification of it. But apparently, allegedly, he sold all his stake in the Glory MMA gym that he coaches at. He's basically cutting ties with everything. And a lot of people are saying, or he's basically the thought is that he's doing it to save his fighters, right? Because UFC came out and said that shit.
I was saying, no, listen, he ain't cutting ties with nothing, Jack. They're cutting ties with him. The UFC came out and made it clear pretty much on some straight up motherfucking Soprano shit. Check this out. We don't fuck with him. If any of y'all do, take a walk right now. Didn't Sean Shelby or one of the motherfuckers cut somebody? They cut somebody.
Minner. So
Minner.
Minner, yeah. They cut him because he's the one that fought injured. And that's the whole thing that set this whole thing off. The fact that the betting line moved that badly, I didn't know about betting, like how betting lines moved until this shit happened. Then I fucking studied the hell out of it. I'm like, oh, so everybody put money on the other guy out of fucking nowhere and moved the line so much that Vegas was like, wait a second, this is some fugazi bullshit. And so this is where we're at. So James Krause, yep, Jesse hit a nail on the head. He's in trouble since it was suspended. So not only that, I think UFC did, obviously suspended him. A lot of places won't sanction him. I think even some small, like, I guess I will call it regional show type of spots did. They said no James Krause here either. So it's wild, man.
Boy, I know he'd never come on this motherfucking podcast, son, but I'd love to get the chance to just ask him who in the fuck he thought he was. I mean, he was gallivanting around on podcasts talking about this is how I make my money. Dude, not only do I do this, but I make more money motherfucking on betting on fights than I do motherfucking coaching them. I mean, he said that shit on like fucking Ariel.
Yeah.
I mean, big, huge, like he wasn't hiding it at all.
No, he wasn't.
So it leads me to believe, I mean, look, on some real shit. If James Krause was actually fixing fights or trying to really pull some bullshit, surely he wouldn't have been on every podcast in the world 2 or 3 years ago being like, oh, I mean, look, I don't give a fuck what happens to James Krause. I'm not trying to cut the dude any slack or nothing, but I'm just saying that would be really strange if he was literally fixing fights and then essentially bragging about it, not telling what he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know. Either way, I all joking aside, I would really wonder why would you think, I mean, even if you thought it was okay to do it, maybe his point would be like, look, if I'm allowed to make the bet, then why wouldn't I talk about it on a podcast? I'm not trying to hide it. I'm using my name. It's not, to be fair, he wasn't using bookies, right? Like he wasn't using fucking Tony and them out in Jersey to fucking do his bet. And he was betting through like official channels and shit. So maybe he just thought like, yo, if it's fucking legal and I'm allowed to do it, then all y'all suck my dick. I'm gonna go on ahead and make these bets.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, he did it for so long. What's up?
So wait, for the fucking record, because I don't fucking listen. I like to gamble as much as the next guy, but I ain't all in it like that. You understand me? I ain't betting my house, and motherfuckers ain't trying to hurt me and shit. Like, so if I'm a fighter in the UFC, can I bet on myself?
No, not anymore.
Right. Okay.
Not anymore.
Fair enough. I guess I could just throw my own fight, right? Technically.
Yeah. So the memo came out right after the Minner fight from the UFC that said that UFC fighters, coaches, and extended family and friends. This weird part that I don't understand how that they're gonna fucking police that. But friends, family, coaches, fighters can no longer bet on UFC fights. Not even their own. Like none of that.
So up to that point, could they?
Before that, yeah, no one was saying. I mean, no one said not to.
So a fighter could potentially bet on himself up until about 2 weeks ago.
They did it. The fighters talk about it.
Well, goddamn. No wonder James Krause was gallivanting around thinking he could do it. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. If fighter A is like, yo, every time I fight, I bet my whole purse on myself because I think I'm gonna win. Goddamn it. Well, if I'm James Krause and I know that, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Look, he went in and it was allowed. And look, I'm with Santiago.
I'm almost starting to feel bad for him now, low key. Like, yo, listen, if a lot of other pricks were doing it, like, I mean, I do see why you shouldn't though, because it's a slippery slope, and and humans are sneaky fucking shit rats. That anytime you give us a chance to fuck something up, we sure as shit will.
We do it.
So if you did allow enough people to do that, I can see eventually fighter fucking A, getting in the old cocaine, and he's not exactly as successful as John Jones, so he can't afford to fucking pay for it and all the whores and all that bullshit. So, maybe that motherfucker's like, fuck it, I'm gonna bet motherfucking $250,000 on myself, and I'm gonna let this motherfucker whip my ass. I don't give a fuck. I ain't never gonna be a champion. I'm this close to being cut from the organization anyways. Check it out. I bet my whole soul I lose tomorrow.
Dude, and that's what it is though. Like they don't want people throwing fights and shit. I mean, in boxing, that's been a deal in boxing before. So, but Santiago said you should be allowed to bet, in my opinion. Right? It's just like you said, slippery slope. It's kind of wild.
Hey, you know what? Now that I think about it, I wonder what the rules are. This is probably not good for me to talk about out loud in case I ever wanted to concoct some sort of scheme. But boy, you only need one fighter
That's
what we got on the who's opening up the main card of the pay-per-view tomorrow? Just for fucking shits and gigs.
Okay.
You know who's opening up that fight? Who is
I
that?
do. It is
We ain't
Bryce
talking
Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell versus Ilia Topuria.
Bryce Mitchell. You know how many goofy hillbillies back home know Bryce? Boy, I get a hold of Bryce right now and say, check this out, Bryce. I'm betting the whole farm on you, Jack. $1.5
Yeah.
You losing that fight tomorrow. Motherfucker, you ain't never gonna be Anderson Silva. Who you kidding? God damn it. That little illy prick probably gonna catch you with a good right hand anyways. Just go and let that boy beat you. You can get right back on track. I'm gonna bet. I wonder what the fucking cap would be. I mean, if you happen to be Bryce Mitchell's friend and I happen to be about to kill you back home in Kentucky, and Bryce is like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this thing. I'm gonna fuck around and just sort of lag a punch and let this motherfucker hit me when he shouldn't. Well, who the fuck would know whether I was betting $1 million in Kentucky on fucking goddamn Bryce Mitchell's opponent or not? Like, this shit might be happening way more often than we think. Motherfucker talking about, oh, my rib fell out.
I'm telling you, there's been a lot of times where I see a fighter like that comes into the fight, like the Dillashaw fight, for example, right? The title fight comes in, busts his shoulder and shit. I'm like, I'm not saying that happened there.
Right. But though. It's like, oh, my shoulder fell out. I guess we lose. TKO loss. Sorry.
If I'm a fighter like TT Dillashaw, who's been a 2-time champion, right? And I'm trying to get back up there, and I blow my fucking shoulder out, and I'm like, damn, fuck, I'm not gonna win this fight. Like, I'm clearly not gonna win this shit. Let's maximize my money.
Man, fuck that. If I'm Marlon Moraes, I'm fucking spiraling down. Like, yo, check this out. My next fight, I got a weird, sneaky feeling I'm gonna lose in round 2. You understand me? Like,
fuck out.
Everybody fucking bet the fucking farm on that.
Bro, imagine telling your friends, like, hey, man, I'm going to get knocked out in the second round. Make sure you fucking bet exactly that. And then your opponent can't knock you out. like, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be like you be yelling at this motherfucker, like, bitch, you had one job.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Damn.
We fuck around and get busted because I would run into his hand.
Fuck yeah, dude. I just sprinting head first. Boom.
Like, bam. I told you. Throw that pussy ass jab.
Oh, boy. Yo, what did Dana say about the notes piss him off? I saw a clip. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that here in a second. So James Crosby deep shit, selling a stake in gold, not gold, Glory MMA, and whatever else going on. So we're very close to seeing James out of the sport completely.
Listen, here quickly to put a cap on this because we got a bunch of shit to talk about. We're already 15 minutes in the show. Time flies when you're having fun. Listen, James Krause, it's usually a good, great thing to be the first of anything. In this very rare circumstance, you being the first is going to be a massive problem for you.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord knows they shouldn't do Pete Rose the way they do him. They still do it. If I'm not mistaken, I can't stand baseball, but I'm pretty sure to this fucking day, Pete Rose ain't in that goddamn Hall of Fame. And motherfuckers are not happy about it. Like, people fuck with Pete in baseball, and they still ain't letting him in. James Krause is about to be the Pete Rose of our sport, a la they're about to wipe you from the books and then just use you as the biggest example of, boy, if y'all even attempt to do this shit, go see if you can find some shit from James Krause. I bet you can't find a goddamn James Krause fight in a couple motherfucking days, Jack. They're going to completely expunge him from YouTube. You ain't going to see James Krause throw a punch.
However, Krause is the truth on the gym. There's reports of it. So like I said, I couldn't go out and verify it. I do have a couple avenues to hit, and I did hit them, and I'm waiting to hear back. But nothing like that. I've only saw one outlet report it, and this shit allegedly happened. Like, was like broken news last night, or at least late last night, or super early this morning. So we're not 100% sure, but we're just talking about it like it is because I mean, we might as well.
Hey man, listen, we can't confirm that in no way, shape, or form, but I bet my left testicle is true, and I bet you a whole bunch more shit about to get sold. Listen, James Krause fucked up. He fucked up being the first one to this party, Jack. Like, they are going to make a bad example of him. Yeah. And he's going to have to separate ties from everything in the fight game because everything that he's close to is poison now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, they are all. But when Bellator going to start looking at you funny and the PFL look, you ain't doing good, Jack. And ain't nobody fucking with James Krause or anybody that's even related to him at this point.
And man, James is about to find out who his real friends are. Straight up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'd turn on James Krause. Like, sorry, James, I got to go.
I can't hang with you, bro. It'd be the smartest move he can make. He can make by selling that gym. I mean, there's no other reason. There's no other way to do it.
And the best thing for all those fighters in that gym, honestly, I mean, right now he's the one. He needs to take his funny ass away from everybody because right now he's the one that's poisoning the whole goddamn barrel of snakes.
My guy, the first thing I thought of when I heard about the whole thing, I'm like, Brandon Moreno's fighting for to unify the belts in a couple months here, and he's under him. Show.
Shit, if I was Brandon Moreno, boy, I wouldn't be able to take the Twitter fast enough to be like, hey, check this out. Me and James Krause just had a falling out.
I'm back to Tijuana, bro.
I think that motherfucker was cheating the whole time, to be honest with you. Like, I don't fool with him no more. That was some bullshit right there.
But you want to wire somebody, go talk to James? Hit me.
Now, how about wear a wire right on him, Jack? This is not the drug game, baby. Ain't no way ain't selling coke. I'm snitching right on you, James.
Fuck Takashi. We're doing this shit. All right. Otis with the fight announcements. Alex Murder versus Santiago Ponzinibbio, UFC 282. Unfortunately, Robert Lawler was injured. No word on what the injury was yet, as far as my memory goes. But dope fight. Moreno's on a 4-fight win streak, and Santiago needs a fight. And Alex will oblige somebody in a brawl, or at least a stand-up fight. So it's gonna be fun.
Hey, listen, man. I don't want to step on the fight announcements, but that just got me to thinking. I got a few things I got to get off my chest right here, right quick. Okay. Hey, I'm just gonna go on ahead and say it. I don't know how many of y'all thinking it, and I can't stand you hardcore fight fan motherfuckers to be trying to disagree when I say some shit like this. But let's just keep it a bean. Tomorrow's fight card sucks dick. It's a trashy card. I get that it's a main event that wasn't supposed to be in the main event. Some motherfuckers got hurt. A bunch of you hear they say that you pronounce Yuri's real name Yeezy?
Something like that.
That's how it's actually pronounced, as Yeezy.
I never heard that exact, but I've heard it wasn't Yuri.
I heard that it's actually in some weird way pronounced Yeezy. So Yeezy gets fucking hurt, which is fucked, but the card, in my opinion, is not great. Now, what I really mean by that is that I don't know, is it just me, or aren't we supposed to get like a big card at the end of the year? Like, I realized that was probably like last week's card or whatever, or no, this should be like our big card, right? Like, this is the end of the year card. Usually the end of the year card is something sort of special.
Okay, it's Yuri, so not easy. It's Yuri.
Yuri?
Yeeree is how you pronounce Yuri. Yuri. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's less fun. Yeah. So either way, listen, for the end of the year fight card, I feel like it's a pretty weak card. Now, piggybacking on that, my question that I want to pose to you in the fucking chat is this one of the worst years in MMA you can remember? Now, we've had some good fights. Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje and them been out there doing their thing. We've had some memorable moments. Yeah. But overall, no John Jones this year, no Conor McGregor. The biggest figure in the sport was probably Jake Paul, if we're keeping it a bean.
You're not wrong.
Israel Adesanya just lost his belt to a motherfucker that most people ain't never heard of that can't grapple to save his life. So it ain't a God in heaven if he keeps that belt for more than 3 fights.
Right.
Francis didn't fight, or if he did, it was so long ago it feels like it was last year. Like, all in all, real talk, you can take this year and give it back to the Indians, Jack.
Bro,
this year was trash.
It was here's the thing. So and we gotta talk about this shit. We start figuring out our end of the year awards and shit. So I'll make a list and send it to you because we gotta figure that out. But I was thinking about that and I was like, man, what was the knockout of the year? What was the submission of the year? What was the card of the year? And I couldn't fucking tell you. Like, I was like, there's a few good ones, something like that, but nothing sticks out like crazy. Like, the fact that Stephen Thompson and Kevin Holland might be the fight of the year says everything about this year that you just said. It's 100% true.
And also, listen, boy, I know we all do this, but boy, we are in the words of the great Skip Bayless. Boy, we are prisoners of the moment. Listen, that was not the goddamn fight of the year. I tell y'all right now, it was not the fight of the year. Yeah, it was a really good fight.
Fun fight.
But it was not the goddamn fight of the year. I smoke all kinds of dope, so I don't remember nothing. But even I remember a couple fucking Gaethje and Chandler fights off the top of my head.
Oh, sure.
That were a little better than that fight. That was a really good fight, but boy, folks be jumping out the window to just clarify something, submission or knockout or whatever the fuck of the year, boy. Like, it was a good fight, but that was not fight of the year. Let's all just relax. And this year in general has been sort of lackluster. It's been sort of void of our major stars. We haven't had any major fights.
Was it like one of the biggest things to see was 279? Diaz and Hamza, we were thinking it's gonna be that, and the fact that all the shuffling that happened in that card was the biggest story to me in MMA of the year.
Listen, you just said it. The biggest fight. I mean, we'd have to go back and look at every event, but very well, the biggest fight of the year never even happened. And when it was going to happen, it wasn't even a championship fight. Now, y'all think about what I just said. The biggest fight of the year never even happened. And if it would have happened, it wouldn't even have been for a belt. It would have been an aging star in Diaz that really fucking drove it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Hamza is on fire too, so that would have been doing his thing. But like, yeah, this was not a great year for MMA. I'm gonna go on ahead and say it. Like, it was not a great year for the fight game, to be fair. This is like season motherfucking 2 or 3 of a great series. You know what I mean? Or season 1, Jack. Like, this was a builder year. Like, there wasn't a lot there was not a lot of blockbuster fights this year.
Yeah, I wonder if when Conor comes back and everyone starts saying like, well, no, nobody's bigger than the sport. Conor goes, huh? Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, I saw your numbers, motherfuckers. All right. Let's see, real quick, because like we got comments talking about shit we're talking about now. Not that bad of a card. Don't know pay-per-view material, but it's gonna be fun. If it was free, Dakota says tomorrow's card should be free. I agree.
Hey, listen, that's the point. And listen, I'm being hyperbolic, to be fair. I'm gonna watch it. I'm a degenerate shit rat. There ain't a guy in heaven if I don't watch the card. But like, again, usually I'm used to us getting them big end of the year cards. A John Jones fighting, France. Usually we get one of them big fucking marquee fights at the end of the year. We didn't get one of those this whole year at all, let alone now. And to keep it all a bean, again, not to just completely shit on the card, but we ain't even got the main event we were supposed to have fucking 3 weeks ago. Now we got fucking Ankalaev and goddamn it, I can't even say these motherfucking names, Jack.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, "What's the main event?" I told them, they were like, "Damn, like that's fucking crazy." I never thought either one of them would get a title shot right now. And I was like, "Look, man, it sounds like a Bellator main event."
Oh shit!
I mean, it's true. So I mean, fair enough. But
it sounds like a goddamn M1 main event is what it sounds like. Them goddamn names.
Yeah. So here's the thing. To me, this year felt like a hangover of 2020. The whole COVID year. This felt like we were still on the hangover of it. So I'm really hoping 23 fucking fires up. But we'll see. I honestly think that it's gonna take a John Jones Francis Ngannou matchup or a Conor McGregor return, allegedly against Michael Chandler. That's what Dana White said. That kind of thing to like jumpstart the shit out of the sport. But we'll see. All right. The other fight announcement that Otis sent, and this makes me sad as fuck. Bobby Green versus Drew Dober, December 17th. So next weekend, whatever. The only thing that made me sad because I like both guys, and I don't want either one to lose. So, but it is what it is. But it should be a good fight. We'll talk about that. Yeah. We'll talk about that one next week. All right. What was the other story I wanted to talk about that was actually kind of fucking big? Goddamn. Oh, the Air Hawaii thing. All right. So you guys know me. I am not an Air Hawaii fan in the least. Okay. Funny enough, I met him and nice guy in person. Cool. But like, I'm not gonna sit there and I'm like, I didn't even bullshit him. I was like, hey, big fan of everything. I was like, hey man, nice to meet you. I literally just did that. A little fist bump, we're done. But the shit that went down this week between him and Dana and Patty. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see the clips from Dana and Patty?
No, I didn't see Dana at all. I did see Patty's. I did see Ariel's response to the Patty thing. I don't even know how Dana really configures into it.
So Dana was on. Yeah, Dana was on Patty's podcast. Okay, so they. I only watched that section. I didn't watch the whole thing. It just I can't hang on to the fucking the Scouser accent. It's just it throws me for a loop, dude. Like he says shit that I thought it sounded like this, and it's completely different. Someone had to tell me this shit.
They said they all sound like they're precancerous.
For real. So for real. So anyway, so he had him on there, and they were talking about Patty basically made this point saying that he doesn't like Air Hawaii because like he makes money off the fighters, and which is hilarious with Dana White sitting in front of you. But fair enough. Talking about he wanted the whole thing started off in November, I think. Patty was in New York, and Air Hawaii was like, "Hey man, let's do an interview, whatever." And Patty goes, "Hey, I have paid interviews," which, by the way, not ethical, but whatever. I have a paid interview, so sorry. And then Air Hawaii, he said Ariel told him to skip that and do his show, his do his interview, which sounds like honestly an Air Hawaii thing to do. But that's where everything goes off the rails. Patty starts calling him names. Dana White's like starts egging it on. Like it was just like I sat there, and after watching just the clips, okay, and then I went back and I watched this section of the podcast where we talked about it, and I had to side with Ariel as someone that does journalism. I'm a journalist for Cage Press, and so Like I can tell you right now, I've never paid a dime for an interview, not fucking once, and that will never happen. There are certain outlets that I know as for a fact because I've asked that they've paid fighters for interviews, and cool. You know, like I've heard of a certain fighter that, and I'll tell you the name after, but they're not even that big, but they were fun. As a personality that was asking for like certain amount of money for so much time, like that was real, and I was just like, holy shit, I'm never doing that. And they are not even seriously, they're not even like, how do I say this? Like they're not even like a opener of fucking pay-per-view, if that makes sense. Okay, I'll tell you what it is later, but I'm not throwing their business out there. But they go off and everything, and Patty and Dana saying all this stuff, and then Patty says that Ariel's been fired from every decent job he's had, and he's Dana's like he's a piece of shit, whatever. Does Ariel have his faults? Absolutely. There's stories that people have heard or haven't heard yet that kind of show Ariel has a inner side, sure, but overall, like he's been like a decent guy, honestly, and he actually does like up until now he's done a lot of journalism work, and he's done he was the first one there, his biggest name, all that. Fucking keep going on with that shit. But Ariel fired back on his MMA Hour podcast, and man, like it's a complete fucking 180 from the 2-hour cry fest that he threw after the UFC 200 fucking shenanigan, right? He went in, dude, and he brought receipts. Like he read off texts that he had with Patty. He read out. He started talking about his resume. Like he went in, scorched earth. Like you saw what he said, right? What Ariel said.
Yeah.
What did you make of it? Because I was sitting there going, like, I'm with Ariel on this one.
Okay. So before I get into all that, like, let me just try to find out what happened here. So you say Ariel tried to get Patty to do his show. Patty say, I got a paid interview to do. Do Patty say, like, I get paid to do interviews, as in you got to pay me to come do your show, or I'm not going to be able to do your show that day because I got somebody else that's paying me to do an interview that day?
Right. So, so what Patty said is that Ariel told him not to do the paid interview and to do his, which again does sound like an Ariel thing to do. But
so it was for that very moment, though. It was like it was conflicting. So Patty wasn't telling him, I'm not going to do your show. He just said, I can't do your show that day. So Ariel was like, come on, bro. Like, don't do that show. You're gonna get I to your point, I can hear Ariel being like, bro, you're gonna get some money to do that show, but shit, doing my show will probably lead to more money. You fuck around getting endorsement doing my show. Like hundreds and hundreds of thousands more people gonna hear it than whatever you get paid to do.
Patty used the word exposure. He was told it's about the exposure, which I totally understand.
Right, which is right. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is if Ariel say, yo, come do my show instead of that, and I go, nah, bro, I'm about to go ahead and get this money. I'll catch you next time. What happens then? How, like, when Ariel said, nah, bro, why don't you come on do my show? Did Patty take that offensively and be like, what the fuck, motherfucker, I told you, blah, blah, blah? Or did Patty go, yo, bro, nah, I'm good. I'm about to go where I'm getting this bread. And like, it's, I wonder who got mad. What happened? Because, like, bro, it could have been fine. I could just tell you, like, your show ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be a fighter.
Yeah.
If they paying me $10,000 for an interview, I'm gonna grab that money. And if I can't do your show this week, I'll do it next. Now, I wonder if Patty was trying to take that angle and Ariel was like, nah, fuck that. You either do my show this week or I bet you I don't have you on my show. And then Patty was like, man, fuck you. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened. Yeah. I just wonder how it got nasty. Why couldn't Patty be like, yo, I'm not going to do it this week because somebody paying me to do their show, but I'll holler at you next week or on the next one. Like, what happened? Who took that shit wrong? Because I sort of see both people's point. If I'm Ariel, yeah, motherfucker, I ain't paying you to do nothing. I'm Ariel motherfucking Hawani. All due respect, I got literally, if not the biggest, one of the biggest platforms in the sport. Yeah. I could literally help make your career. That's no cap. But respectfully, if you a fighter and you like, I hear all that, but I'm an up and coming star, you gonna want me to do your show respectfully after I beat the shit out this next motherfucker. Like I'm gonna holler at you that next Monday because you gonna want me on the show. But I'm about to grab this bread right now because it's motherfucking Christmas time. Motherfucking Daddy Patty's hungry. Like, I don't really understand. Somebody had to get cunty. Either Patty was like, fuck you, don't come at me like that. Don't try to blah, blah, blah. Or he was like, nah, not this time. And Ariel was like, nah, fuck that. What you mean not this time? If it ain't this time, it ain't gonna be the next time. Now, that's the story I want to know. I want to know who got their fucking panties in a rough and started this thing.
So we got to keep in mind. So there was 3 people involved in this. It was Patty, it was Ariel, and Patty's manager Graham, I think his name is. I can't remember his name, but Patty's manager. Right. And apparently, according to Patty, the back and forth with Ariel and the manager. So there was like the way I heard it, especially after hearing what Ariel said, I fucking said that shit the entire time. And honestly, I agree with Ariel, but it sounded to me like there was a huge miscommunication. That's what it sounded like to me. And so it was fucking wild, dude. Honestly, and I mean, I gotta say, like, I sided with Ariel, like, because I'm not paying. Like, I don't understand why people look. I get what Patty was saying. Patty was saying, he makes money off the fighters. He has his fighters on his show, and Ariel gets paid for it. That's the job. Well, that's the job.
Right. To that particular comment, bro, whether I'm a journalist, a personality, a YouTube shit rat like us, boy, y'all better pray to God this show don't get big enough for somebody to pay me. I'm talking about all y'all fighters. And I hope to God one of y'all kick my ass. I'll tell the police on y'all. God damn it, y'all going to jail and I'm suing the fuck out of y'all. Like, this is a free country. This is not Russia. This ain't China, goddamn it. We get to do and say whatever the fuck we want here. Yeah. And if I can make a money, shit. If I get money trolling fighters, I'll do it. Well, it's rude. You just be rude to fighters. Motherfucker, I'm getting paid. It's a hard world and a bad recession coming. If motherfuckers will pay me to talk about y'all, hell yeah, I would. I wouldn't wish y'all no ill will, or I wouldn't try to do anything bad to you, but shit, let a motherfucker be like, check it out. We think it's funny when you shit talk fighters. We gonna pay you X amount of dollars to come on YouTube and shit talk fighters for an hour a week. Boy, I'd be shit talking the fuck out of y'all. I'd be shit talking. And like, I can pay. Oh, hey, he just gets paid to shit talk us and gets paid for it. Yeah, that's my Scouser, goddamn it. I know it's horrible. You understand me? That's my Scouser accent. Goddamn it, I would do it. Fuck it. Like, that's the job. Like, he makes money off the fighters. I mean, and again, to your point, I'm not a big Ariel fan, but he certainly doesn't exploit them.
Sure.
He's not like, oh, fucking Tank Abbott or Ken Shamrock are the like, you guys are all fucked up. Let me fucking make a video about how fuck looking you are. Like, he's not. Just all things being equal, the dude just does interviews. And I mean, maybe he fucking tries to drum up some drama here and there. But again, to your point, bro, that's the fucking job. People haven't been watching the motherfucker for 10 years plus at the numbers they have because they don't enjoy his content. Whether we do or you do, Patty, or whoever. Like, it's a wild comment to say, right, that's fucked up that he makes his money off the fighters, bro. It's literally the job. And if he went away tomorrow, which he did for a while, MMA fighting still did his thing, and whatever the fuck that whole website, like, bro, at this point, it's always going to be somebody talking shit about the fighters, interviewing the fighters. Hell, and then if we're keeping it a being, bro, it ain't just Ariel. It's motherfuckers like us trying to make money off of talking about y'all, and it's a whole bunch of other motherfuckers to make money off of exploiting the fighters. Like, come on, bro, what are we doing here?
That's the thing, right? And so, about the whole, I guess you guys have heard. I've said it before. My problems with Ariel come for the behind the back, the scene shit. And the one interview that bothers me the most, that really pissed me off that he even did, was when he had Nick Diaz on there, and he was drunk as shit. Like, Nick was not okay. Because that came out and everyone starts going, is Nick okay? Maybe CTE and shit like that. No, the dude was drunk as fuck. He was all fucked up. Like, the fact that he went through that interview after he saw how fucked up Nick was bothered the fuck out of me. He still does. I still hold that one against him because that really bugged me. Not because Nick is my favorite fighter, but because I think that's like, as a human being, that's fucked up. There's been interviews and stories that I haven't written because it would fuck somebody's like life up a little bit.
Can I tell you something? I kind of disagree with you.
Okay.
I kind of like that. Not that he did it to Nick, because
Right.
I like Nick, but I like that Ariel's a shark. I like.
I mean, he got there for a reason.
Right. Okay.
Good point.
Let me take that back. I don't like it. I respect it.
I get it. Yeah.
I respect that. Hey, if your guard ain't down, or you say some shit that maybe you shouldn't have said, and fucking Ariel gets it on film, for better or for worse, hey, I didn't.
What are you gonna do?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you fuck around and say some dumb shit, I'm
That
going
makes
to print
sense.
it. I'm going to exploit it, and I am going to profit off of it, whether it's directly or indirectly. Like I don't. I guess I agree with you. I don't like it, but there's a weird sort of sense of respect there, where it's you got to know what you're dealing with cocksuckers, and Ariel, don't be fucking around when it comes to this content shit, man. If you do some shit like that, and that dude thinks it will generate some content, he's going to fucking go for it, bro. He's cutthroat. He's going to fucking do what it takes. If he's sitting on that shit, like, you shouldn't have did whatever you did or said what you said, because Ariel's going to fucking, use it to his advantage. And again, that might be sort of a morally fucked thing to do, but
Right.
again, this is not, this is business is cutthroat, man. It's nasty. This is not, motherfuckers ain't out there being friendly with you because you're, this is business. It's business, motherfucker. Sorry if you don't like it or it puts you in a bad light. It makes me money.
That's the thing, right? So that's why, like, it's a hard story to even like go black and white with, because there's so many different angles with it. But like I said, I gotta side with Ariel on that one. I do. Bowie says Ariel demolished Patty. Oh my god, he brought receipts. He brought texts. He went in. Like,
listen, if they were getting in a fist fight, Ariel be fucked. If they're doing this here, Ariel's a bad lad. If you're doing this here, listen, to your point, Ariel did all that. Yeah. He cried on cam. Man, he's been doing this and beefing and shooting his mouth off for a long time. Like, this in this arena, he's nasty with this here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't the fight. That ain't the smoke that Patty wants.
Right.
Like, even if Ariel's wrong, he's good at this. He's got a big platform. He does this. He talks. He paints narratives. This is his world. You better stop playing with him. Like, you better catch him at a bar somewhere and thunder smack him like Nick or Nate Diaz was, and tell him to shut his fucking mouth up about you, smack his glasses off his face, and step on his pretty little shoes. But like, don't be making videos back. I mean, your cute little accent and the hoes and all that bullshit. That ain't gonna work with Ariel and this whole thing right here.
Look, who's the best? LeBron ain't jumping into the cage with nobody.
Right.
That's not his arena.
Right.
So don't jump into Ariel's arena and think you're gonna fucking, you're gonna score a fucking knockout. It's not gonna happen.
That's right.
TSG, what up? Says it's a job. Yep, 100%. He goes, Nate slapped that one dude reporter. Okay, I've been asked about this before. He's not a reporter. He's an influencer, a social media guy, and he said some sideways shit. Every reporter knows better than to say some sideways shit about Nate Diaz. Okay, homeboy says something, he got slapped. That's it. Okay, and yeah, and I know everyone knows who the reporter is, and I meant to ask him about it last time I saw him, and I just didn't.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a few motherfuckers in the game I would never interview. They made me nervous.
Man, who made
Brock Lesnar?
Yeah.
The motherfucker made me nervous, Jack. He just I'd be scared I say some shit and he'll fuck me up. Nick or Nate Diaz. Sorry, guys. I'll talk to y'all off camera, but like the camera and that shit, I'm saying I will fuck with y'all and y'all slap the shit out of me. Like, y'all, some motherfuckers are just too real for that camera. They don't bullshit for that camera. They'll motherfucking thunderstrike me, Jack. Hell no.
Ryan Spann and not Kamara, but his brother Muhammad Usman. Like standing in front of both of those, either one of those motherfuckers, you're just like, do you want me to ask you a question? Because that's how we all were. Like, Ryan Spann was just like not fucking with y'all. Like, he was sitting there just silent, and we're all like asking him questions. He just one word answers and shit like that. And you could tell the motherfucker didn't want nothing to do with this. Muhammad Usman is not a mean guy. He doesn't hate media, but his demeanor, you're just sitting there.
I gotta get my money right and come out there with you. We gotta get some of these shows. I'm telling you, man, in situations like that, I feel like it's like when we interviewed Matt Brown many moons ago, Jack.
Yeah.
Great motherfucking Aaron. We came on there and we had our little thing. Boy, Aaron to be the X's and O's, and then I asked some wild shit towards the end. And Aaron was hitting him with how the last fight went. I think Matt Brown had just changed training camps or some shit like that. So he was trying to hit him with that. And Matt Brown was just, giving him the one words, nah, don't want to talk about it. he lost his last fight, so clearly he wasn't trying to talk about that. So we move on to the next fight where he ain't trying to divulge any secrets. Shit was just going left, and we're like, damn. And I'm like, all right, yo, I know me and Matt are both from Ohio, and I know he's a big metalhead. So I'm like, fuck it. I leaned right into music.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if Ryan Spann was being real bad like that, goddamn it, if I knew he wasn't married, because you got to motherfucking do your research and make sure you ain't rude, I asked what sort of pussy he likes the best. I bet you that. Listen, he'll either be like, fuck all y'all, I'm leaving, or he'll laugh and start, you know what I mean? Like,
no, you're right. You're 100%
what
right.
kind of drugs do you like to do? And quite frankly, if he took it fucking seriously, it would be an interesting question. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? At a certain point, you just got to sort of jump off the ledge with some of these cats because they get asked the same thing 24/7. They're tired of that bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? What bitch gave you the best blowjob? What color was she? That's what I want to know.
And now you have a preview of what this show is going to be like once we move to Case Press. We're asking all kinds of shit, boys. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna have a lot of fun over there. So make sure you follow at KSI Press on YouTube and everything.
Matter of fact, I think that's a good question. Now, again, I know all y'all married motherfuckers out there can't really say it, and I know it's a disgusting question to ask for any of the women. But what race of woman gave you the best blowjob you ever had?
That's a great question.
Good question.
I'm not gonna answer it. I never know when my wife is watching. So my wife.
Listen, I was not. It's my girlfriend, a black girl. Best blowjob I've ever had in my fucking life. I can answer. So that's my answer, goddamn it. Tune in next week. We'll see what's going on with other people.
All right. Before we move on here, Santiago says I have experience towards the nose, but it's good for the sport. More eyes on it. All right. Yeah. Let's get very quickly into UFC 282 this weekend. We lost our main event, Yuri against Glover 2, which nobody really asked for, but the first fight was really good, so you're really hoping for another one. But now we got Jan Blachowicz against Magomed Ankalaev. Great. And Patty Plum against Jared Gordon, who Jared Gordon already came out and said he believes they're the real main event. Fair enough.
Boy, that speaks to the fucking strength of this card, Jack. And he might be right, but that speaks to the strength of this card.
Right. Santiago Ponzinibbio against Alex Moreno, not Robbie Lawler. Darren Till against Dragos Duplessis.
I like that fight.
That's a great fight, but this might be the best fight on the whole main card, in my opinion. Bryce Mitchell against Ilia Topuria. Both guys are very good on the ground. Topuria is like falling in love with his hands, so that should be fun if Bryce decides to get saucy with him. It's honestly probably the best card on the main fight on the main card. It's
that is a really good fight.
Yeah. So, real quick for anyone, if you haven't subscribed to KSI Press yet, do it because I will be doing not for the prelims. That's a long ass fucking day, but main card I will be doing a fight companion. And shooting shit with you guys the entire card long. So make sure you guys go subscribe on that. I'll be live tomorrow from I think is it like 7 p.m. Pacific till the main card's over. So make sure you guys hit that up. Prelims has the youngest UFC fighter ever, Raul Rosas Jr. against Jay Perrin. Yarzini Rosenstrike is gonna catch a body. Dawkins, fair enough. Dawkins, however his name is. And Chris Curtis against Joaquin Buckley. Overall, the card's not terrible, but it shouldn't be a pay-per-view.
Bro, can I just throw out a complete, just side note here? Yeah. Just for me personally, am I the only one who doesn't love all these fucking new age, well-rounded fighters? Man, I want to see some goddamn specialists. I miss the Damian Mayas and the goddamn Overeems and the motherfuckers who had some sort of special thing that you was like, ooh, shit. Yeah. I wonder if he gonna, man, all I see with all these names is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
A bunch of well, he's good everywhere. She's good everywhere. Man, fuck that. I want to see somebody's like right kick motherfucking cemetery, or what was it right? Which one were you going to the hospital, goddammit? One of them you going to the cemetery, one of them you going to the hospital. I like that shit. Motherfucker, y'all can hate on Ronda Rousey all y'all want. And yes, her leaving was a bit fucking distasteful, no doubt about it. But boy, I love the Ronda Rousey fight. Knowing that hoe was going to armbar you in the first round and what nothing you hoes could do to stop it, that shit was exciting as fuck. People always talk about Tyson. I love Tyson fights. I fucking love a specialist. I'll be honest, man. Like the how you pronounce homeboy's last name in the main event there? Ankalaev, yeah. I can't stand them type cocksuckers no more. I can't stand them type. These motherfuckers who are just he's fighting the Cyril Gane. I can't stand that motherfucker. I'm sick and tired of these motherfuckers that are just.
You want to go back to the Tank Abbott days, bro?
Well, man, or just something right there in the middle. Them Rich Franklin days, goddammit. The Rashad knocking out Chuck days. The the where somebody had these distinct advantages. Like, okay, well, listen, if it stay on the feet, this motherfucker fuck. If he can get him to the ground, he in trouble. Nowadays, it's just, and most of the time, that's how the fights feel. Like it's a motherfucking glorified training session.
Yep. No, you're, I'm with you on that. I understand that. So, yeah. But, yeah, we're never gonna get that shit again, man.
Yeah, I know. I just sound like the old man bitching on his grass. Dude, glory days. Glory days are over. Shit, rat. Shut up.
Alex Pereira might be the last champion that's like a single one dimensional because he got taken out by Izzy. That's like wow.
So, oh yeah, he definitely. But you know what? Listen, when he finally do fight somebody with a great grappling game and they take his funny Brazilian ass down and submit him, I'm gonna be hard as a rock. Because that's the type of shit. And listen, it ain't even because I dislike him. Yeah. It's just, I like that shit. I can't wait till we fight a grappler. And it's like, all right, here's the deal. We know motherfucking fighter B got to get him to the ground. And if he do, he going to submit homeboy because his ground game's trash. But if he don't, he getting sung a lullaby.
Lee Murray was such a bad motherfucker.
Boy, I fucked with the Crow.
Oh, my God.
Hey, listen. I ain't never seen a motherfucker. When Rich Franklin beat the shit out of David Loiseau, he was never the same after that fight.
No, he wasn't. That was
never the same after that fight. But I sometimes I do wonder what it was about those old days. The fight seemed so much more exciting back then. Now, every once in a while, we'll get a little taste of that. I think it's just sort of the competitiveness, man. We have so many divisions and fighters these days because there are fights right now that get me that old school feeling. Yeah. John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Fuck. Even Makachev versus motherfucking Volkanovski gets me a little aroused, to be completely fair. But a lot of these fights, man, it's so much of them. It's, Jan versus Ankalaev. That's a good fight. Do I really give a fuck? Not really. And the fact that it's like one of the top 2 fights you can make in that division, and whoever wins it will more than likely be fighting for the belt or fighting the guy that wins the belt next is fucking sad, man. This used to be a fucking marquee division with the likes of Chuck Liddell and Rampage Jackson and John cocksucking motherfucking Jones and TRT Belfort and the like.
Back in the day, man. That's what it
fucking is. Division's fucking pathetic now. No disrespect to either fighters. It's just fuck. It's just so. This is what the top of the division. Even if Glover and Yuri were there, that's the absolute top of the division, and even that wouldn't have been great.
Right, but I think that's why everyone is so excited about Yuri, especially if he comes back like healthy. Is that he could be that guy? Like he's a samurai and all that shit. But we'll see what happens. All right, UFC 282 kicking off tomorrow. Prelims start at 3:30 Pacific. 6:30 Eastern time. 5 p.m. These numbers you see on the screen are Mountain Standard, so they're Arizona time, not Pacific time. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, and of course the pay-per-view kicks off 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't know how you Eastern and everybody else and after that fucking stay up this late to watch some shit, but this card it'd be hard for me to stay up. All right. And again, I'll be live on over at Cage Side Press YouTube doing a fight companion on this. Make sure you come hang out. All right, folks. Real quick, last second. This story just came out over 15 minutes ago. ESPN asked Dana White if fight fixing is a concern, and Dana White said, "Huge concern. Now that there's an investigation and it could be possible that it happened." Yeah. So there you go. Not long ago, Dana White said this wasn't a huge deal. I don't understand what everyone's making a big huge deal about it, and now it's a real issue. So keep in mind that James Krause keeps getting more and more fucked as every story comes out. Otis says, "Don't sleep on Dracus Duplessis." Oh no, he's a bad motherfucker. That's a great fight.
Yeah,
all right, folks. That's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate the hell, you guys. Again, we are moving over to KSAT Press starting the first week of the year. We're gonna finish off on this channel, so please make sure you go over. We'll keep reminding you. I just keep reminding you over and over again. Go over at KSAT Press on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll be live on there every week starting the first week of 23. All right. So we'll keep writing it on this channel. Appreciate the hell everyone that has subscribed. And just go over there now because it's going to be fucking kicking off big time over there. All right. Anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
Oh, no, that's it. It's been fucking sort of light weeks for me.
Yeah. I'm hoping tomorrow like we get proved wrong and tomorrow's like fight card's fucking insane. We have a lot to talk about, but we'll see. KeyboardWarsMMA.com to find our live outlets for the rest of the year. And after that, we'll be over KSAT Press. SpecialPress.com and the represent are the sponsors. And of course, at Keyboard Wars or at Keyboard MMA for the show at Gem City Jesus. Jeez, I can't fucking talk anymore. It's been a long ass week. Gem City Jesus for Fred. I'm at Ela32 at KSAT Press for everything KSAT Press on everything. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. There you go. See, Santiago's on it. Everybody else get on. Let's go.
There it is.
Appreciate the howdy, guys. For myself, Mr. Kirby, and the whole crew. We love you guys. Good night. And good night, Wilshire.